If you own sheep, you absolutely must own a sheep deck chair. I'm too old to be throwing out my back, so I absolutely must have one. I've made a video on how to use a sheep deck chair. Today's video, I want to help you decide which one to purchase. I own two. I have on the left here, this is Sydell, and this is Premier1 Supplies. Let's discuss the pros and cons to help you make the right choice. First, let's talk about Premier's chair. As far as the weight of the chair, I can easily pick it up, although I would say it is slightly heavier than the Sydell chair. But I'm not a big person and I can easily pick up and move around both of them. Premier's chair, what I do like about it is it's adjustable. So the width of this can be narrower or all the way wide. So that's pretty cool that it's adjustable. To adjust it, there are some wing nuts here. You can come in close. On the back side here, there's a wing nut here and here. And that will slide it narrower on this bar. And then there's a slot here in the plastic kick plate where it can slide over as well. So you can see that it could potentially go this narrow or all the way wide, which is how I have it right now. So that's a positive feature with this, that it is adjustable. I would say that Premier's chair is better for smaller sheep, smaller breeds, because it is adjustable. So where I did like it was with our Shetland lambs. They're so small when they're lambs that it was nice to be able to make it narrower. Another thing with Premier's is they have this plastic kick plate here. So what's nice about the kick plate is that when you're putting the sheep in here, we don't want their back legs to get tucked behind the bar here and get caught behind there. So this prevents their legs from getting caught behind the bar. You'll notice with Premier's that it's kind of more of a rope or like a bungee cord material. So this is actually something that I highly dislike about this chair. And the reason is for me that it's very bouncy, just like a bungee cord. So when I have sheep that are a little bit less cooperative and prefer to fight me a little bit, they're really bouncing around in here. And it's hard to keep them still sometimes. It's very bouncy. Also, I don't like that it's got the webbing like this because they can actually get their legs caught in this. So I really don't care for that. So those are some of the points with Premier's chair. Now I want to talk about Sydell's over here. The Sydell chair, it's not adjustable. So this is the width, and that's the width that it stays. It does not have a kick plate, so their feet can get caught behind the bar here. On the one hand, I do feel that although it's lighter weight to pick up, it's pretty sturdy. I think the steel on here is of good quality. I also like that it doesn't have the webbing, so it's got more of like a canvas material here that's solid. So when I put the sheep in it, there is no bouncing, and that's a pretty big deal for me. I really don't like them bouncing around in the chair when I'm trying to hoof trim or whatever procedure I'm doing. I also feel that this is pretty washable, this canvas. It's a heavy-duty canvas. It can handle the weight, but you could take a pressure washer and spray it off to clean it. Not that you couldn't spray this, you can, but I just feel that this one's a little bit easier to clean. I also feel that this Sydell can take larger breeds of sheep. It's heavy-duty, it can take more weight. So if you have larger breeds of sheep in the 200 to 300 pound range, which we have a few that are larger in that size, I really like the Sydell for that. So considering those pros and cons, which chair do I prefer? Hands down, I prefer the Sydell. I find that I use the Sydell like 99% of the time. Really the only time I use my Premier chair is when I have Shetland lambs. And I don't lamb every year. I try to keep a small to medium operation here. I work full time, so I can't have a ton of sheep. So, you know, the times that I have lambs, yes, but that's about it. Because I really hate how this is so bouncy. You know, I don't like having to fight the animal, and when they're bouncing around in here, it does not work for me. I absolutely hate that part of it. So I would only really recommend the Premier if you lambed every year. You have lambs every year, and your breed that you work with is small. Then fine, go with Premier. But otherwise, I love the Sydell. It's sturdy, it's easy to clean, it's lighter weight, there's no bouncing around, their feet don't get tangled in here. I did want to mention that, you know, when you have a sheep that's kind of a fighter with you, they tend to want to roll to the side because they want to get out of the chair. And so when they roll to the side, their feet get tangled in here, and then it's a real pain in the butt to try to get them untangled and out of the chair. Where this one, when they roll to the side, you just kind of roll them back forward. It's pretty easy to correct that. Also, I did want to mention that if you buy the Sydell chair, it actually is going to be blue in color. It's just I've owned mine for so many years that it was starting to get rusty, so I sanded it down and I painted it red just for fun. So just so you know, when you buy it, it is blue. Let's give these two chairs a human test. First, I'm going to sit in the Premier chair. So when I first sink in, it feels a little weird. I feel like I'm going to fall through, like it's not going to hold me at first, but obviously it does hold me now that it's stretched out. But when I first sunk in, I felt like I was going to fall through. I would say it's not very comfortable either, and of course, like I've said before, I hate that it's so bouncy. So I don't really care for sitting in it myself. Now when I move on to the Sydell chair, okay, this is definitely more supportive. It's more firm, it's more supportive, it's comfortable, it's not digging into my back, it feels sturdier. I could sit in this one. So let's face it, when I'm spending a whole day in the barn and I'm maybe spending the day hoof trimming all my sheep, I do need to take breaks now and then. And I would take a break and sit in this chair, definitely, over the Premier chair. I want to mention that I'm not sponsored. I bought these chairs with my own money, and I've used them for many years, so this is my own personal experience. I hope I helped you make the better decision and saved you some money. If you'd like to support my channel, please leave a comment and subscribe, and thank you for watching.